You've felt it before, haven't you? That quiet, persistent sense that you're capable of more. More focus, more clarity, more strength than you're currently using. People call this feeling dormant superpowers. It's a dramatic phrase. It sounds fictional, maybe even a little dangerous. But what if the truth is much simpler and maybe even more unsettling? What if nothing is actually missing from you? What if all that potential you feel isn't something you need to find, but something that's already there, just buried under a lifetime of noise? You see, most humans don't lack ability. They lack access. From the moment we were young, we were taught a fundamental lie. We were trained to believe that power comes from outside of us. It comes from job titles, from the approval of others, from complex systems, from getting permission. We were taught to look outward for validation and strength. But think about it. Did anyone ever teach you the essential skills for inner power? Did they teach you how to observe your thoughts without automatically obeying every single one? Did they show you how to control your emotional state when you're under intense pressure? Or how to focus deeply in a world that is specifically designed to fracture your attention into a million tiny pieces? Probably not. And because no one taught us these things, our strongest, most natural capacities went unused. Not because they're rare or mystical, but because developing them is inconvenient. It takes effort, and it doesn't offer the instant gratification our society craves. But here's the thing, unused systems don't just disappear. They go dormant. They lie waiting. So let's be very clear about what these superpowers actually are. Humans don't suddenly learn to fly or read minds. But what they do unlock is something far more practical and profound, an extraordinary level of internal control. What feels like a superpower to the outside world is actually your ability to maintain emotional regulation when everyone else is panicking. It's the capacity for deep, unshakable focus when others are scattered and distracted. It's the power to remain calm when the world is screaming at you to react. And it's the strength to take decisive action when others hesitate, frozen by fear or uncertainty. When these internal systems come online, the difference in your life is shocking. Not because you've become something other than human, but because you've finally stopped leaking your energy. You've plugged the holes where your focus, your calm, and your power used to drain away. The journey to reclaim this power begins with a single, subtle shift. The moment everything changes isn't loud or dramatic. It's a quiet moment of realization. It's the instant you truly understand, I am aware of my thoughts. Therefore, I am not my thoughts. That one distinction changes everything. It creates space. A tiny gap between the stimulus of a thought and your response to it. And in that space, you find choice. And in that choice, you find your power. Most people live their entire lives without ever noticing this gap. They are fused with their thoughts, reacting on autopilot. You are about to step into it. Now, let's talk about the hardware. Your body decides your limits long before your conscious mind ever does. Your nervous system is the gatekeeper to your peak performance. If your nervous system is constantly stuck in a state of stress, fight, or flight, the consequences are immediate. Your thinking narrows, becoming rigid and fearful. Your creativity shuts down completely. Your confidence collapses. You can't think your way out of a body that's in a state of emergency. This is why high performers, from elite military operators to Zen monks to world-class athletes, all train the exact same thing, state control. They practice mastering their internal environment. When you learn to consciously calm your breath, to slow your heart rate, to steady your body even in the midst of chaos, a profound clarity follows. your mind settles. To the outside world, that calm looks like unshakable confidence. And that confidence looks like power. Once your body is regulated, the next layer is focus. In today's world, focus is the rarest, most valuable ability alive. It's the force multiplier for everything else you do. A focused mind can cut through immense complexity like a blade. A distracted mind, on the other hand, drowns in a sea of possibilities, achieving nothing. Think about it. Most people never actively train their attention. They outsource it. They hand it over to their screens, their social media feeds, their endless notifications. Their attention isn't theirs anymore. It belongs to the algorithms designed to capture it. When you decide to reclaim your focus, something incredible happens. Your intuition sharpens. You start making better decisions faster. You build momentum, one focused action at a time. This is the point where people around you will start to notice. They'll say you've changed, and they're right. You have. You've taken back control of your most precious resource. But there is one final gate to pass through, and it's the most important of all. Identity. Habits will always fail if your underlying identity stays the same. You can try to meditate, you can try to be more focused, you can try to be calm. But as long as you see yourself as someone who is trying, you'll always be in a state of struggle. The real shift happens when you stop saying, "I'm trying to be calm," and you start embodying the identity of "I am a calm person." When you stop saying, "I'm trying to focus," and you declare, "I am a focused individual. I decide where my attention goes." When you make that internal shift from trying to being, your behavior follows effortlessly. It's no longer a struggle. It's just who you are. This is the secret behind those people who seem unstoppable. They aren't necessarily more motivated or disciplined than you. They are more aligned. Their actions, their thoughts, and their identity are all pointing in the same direction. So you see, this dormant power isn't unlocked by force or by adding something new. It's unlocked by removal. You unlock it by removing the noise that clouds your judgment, by removing the distractions that steal your focus, by removing the unconscious, knee-jerk reactions that drain your energy. And what's left? What remains when all of that is stripped away? What's left is the real you. Focused, calm, deliberate. And once you experience that state, even for a moment, you will never believe you were ordinary again. Thanks for watching.